In this video, we are going to see how to manage our projects. By clicking here on projects, we can see every single project we are working with, if they are delivered, partially delivered, invoiced, finished. You could also see their status, description, if they have been printed, email, etc. If you'd like to filter by this value by delivered, by just clicking here, and the program will show you which ones have been delivered. Great. Now we are going to manage with this client, Breadpoint Facilities, who previously accepted our quote in the previous video. And we're going to proceed to subcontract the vendors for each task of this project. This is a 3 tasks project, and in here you can see the information about the project itself. And by clicking here, we have direct access to the client's file, or the contacts file, salesperson, the quote, the rate, the paid method, etc., without going back to the clients or vendors database or the quotes, and so on. So let's subcontract the first task. This is a English to French language combination. And I'm gonna click here, send request, and the program will show me which translators or vendors are available. This is an availability request, which ones are available for this task in particular. If you'd like to filter by just language combination or units, is a possibility too, or by client, city, specialties, or CAT tools. Great. So I'm gonna send the request to these 2 translators, and I'm gonna attach the file I've been working in the project with, so they see it. You could attach any file you'd like, and we send the request. Now the program is sending the request to the 2 translator or vendors, and then the translators will receive an email with a job request for this task, language combination task. Great. And imagine that Brandon has been the first one to accept it. So I'm gonna assign this task to Brandon. And if Sarah wanted to take the job, it won't be possible. She would get a message which says that the task has been already assigned to another translator. Well, we assign it to Brandon. Okay. And we proceed to do the same, to subcontract the next task. And we do the same, send requests to check which translator or vendors are available for this task. And I'm going to send it to all of them. And I'm going to attach the file, the project's file, and send requests. And now, as I mentioned before, the program is sending the requests to the 4 of them. Great. They will receive an email. You could filter by specialties, CAT tools, language combination, etc. Great. And let's imagine that John has been the first one to assign to accept the task. So we assign the task to this second task to John. Great. And according to the 3rd task, it might happen that it is a subcontracted one, like we did before, and we assign it to a vendor, or that we assign it to an in-house translator or an employee of ours who has been previously registered in a list, like Laura. And we assign it to an employee of ours, an in-house employee. Great. Now that the tasks have been assigned, we proceed to generate the PO for each task, apart from Laura's one, because she's an employee, an in-house employee. Great. So we create a PO for the English to French language combination task. In English, great. And the program prepares a PDF document which will be sent to Brandon. Remember that Brandon was the first one to accept the task, and that's why we assign it to him. Great. And we have an email. This is a predefined text that could be modified, and this is the document. Let's have a look. In here is the information related to the vendor and contact info, the task itself, and the total amount. Great. We accept it here. And once we receive the translator tasks, we proceed to receive them by clicking in receive. And the program will generate a a delivery note. Great. And we do the same for the second task. We create a PO, and the program prepares a document, a PDF document. Great, it's in here. It's automatically attached by the program with the predefined text and the email, the contact email. Great. And now we accept it. As I said, once we receive the tasks, once what the translators or the vendors have finished and you receive the task, you click in here and receive, and the program will generate a delivery note. Great. Once we receive every single task, it might happen, or we have two options. We could invoice per project, to invoice in here, invoice per project, and the program will generate a quote. Or if it's an habitual client we do several projects during the month, and we're going to invoice him or her at the end of the month several projects in just one quote, we click on deliver, and at the end of the month we will deliver it grouped with the other projects. Great. So we click on to invoice. So now the program is invoicing this project. Great. And here we have the sales invoice. These lines, for example, this one, you could delete it. You could add information. This is editable. Great. So this will be the sales invoice. There are other possibilities to manage our projects. However, this has been a summary. For example, also useful information, as I mentioned before, when you are inside the projects file, we have direct access to the client or contacts file by just clicking in here, or to the quote. By just clicking here, we have direct access to the quotes file without having to go to quotes. You could attach files or create a new CRM task, understood as a commercial task, and in the right side menu, see every single document related to the project, like quotes, as we mentioned, delivery notes, invoices, and so on. Thank you very much for your attention.